Like just recently, Simone Biles did a follow-up post on X. Here, let me read this here. Simone Biles expanded on her fair competition stance in the transgender athlete debate Tuesday after her feud with Riley Gaines exploded on social media over the weekend. In a lengthy post shared on X, the 11-time Olympic medalist gymnast addressed how the current system doesn't adequately balance principles such as competitive equity and inclusivity, often igniting heated exchanges such as her sparring match with Gaines, to which Biles, 28, apologized for. So, it looks like they are no longer fighting. Hopefully maybe they can get together, man. I mean, this right here got a lot of people's attention. Maybe this is an opportunity for them to push this movement, man. I personally believe that men should not be competing with women. Okay, we've actually had this conversation this weekend with some family members, and it's quite interesting when people support an idea, especially an idea that I think that they got from legacy media, but they cannot articulate a defense for it. It's just like they just roll with the media headline, and whatever the media says that's opposition to President Trump and his administration and what they're trying to do while they are in office, which I really believe that they're doing a great job, and there's a lot of things that they have accomplished and would like to accomplish, which is for the betterment of the United States and its American citizens. So when it comes to this situation with transgenders, males competing against females, I personally do not believe it is a good idea. I am against it, but maybe they should come with their own category, their own league, where you have transgender people that go against transgender people. I think that is more fair. Maybe they can come together and they can help this cause, but we'll see. But let's take a look at where this all started.
Well, welcome back. It's all the talk on X. Riley Gaines versus Simone Biles. And here's how it all started over the weekend. On Friday, Riley called out a Minnesota high school softball team for winning a state championship with a transgender pitcher. She noted in the comments that they were turned off. Congrats, she said, when you turn your comments off because your star player is a boy. Now, this post by Riley got the attention of Olympic gold medalist Simone Biles. The gymnast wrote to Riley on X, "You're truly sick. All of this campaigning because you lost a race. Straight up sore loser. You should be uplifting the trans community and perhaps finding a way to make sports inclusive or creating an all-new place where trans people feel safe in sports. Maybe a transgender category in all sports. But instead, you bully them. One thing is for sure, no one is safe in sports with you around." All right, then Simone didn't stop. She wrote, "Bully someone your own size," which would, ironically, be male. Riley fired back, "This is so disappointing. My take is the least controversial take on the planet. Simone Biles being a male apologist at the expense of young girls' dreams? Didn't have that on my bingo card. Maybe she should compete in pommel horse or rings in 2028, two male events." And then Riley said, "And the subtle hint at body shaming, please, I'm 5'5". And Riley proved it.
Okay, figured I would whip out a tape measure to settle this debate. Wikipedia says I'm 5'9". Simone Biles yesterday told me to bully someone my own size and then said, ironically, that would be a man. Number one, acknowledging that there are differences between men and women. Number two, this is my 6'4" husband, the same height as Will Thomas. My back to back, what we got?
65.5 on the nose, a hair below actually.
5'5.5".
5'5", as she just proved a moment ago here on the set of The Will Cain Show. So the question, though, is what happened to Simone Biles? Back in 2017, she posted, "Good thing guys don't compete against girls or he'd take all the gold medals." So let's settle this now. Joining me on set is Outkick.com host Riley Gaines. Hey, Riley.
It is good to be in studio with you where the magic happens, Will.
How do you feel today?
Man, I'll tell you, this past weekend was... I'll actually take you back. This happened on Friday night. So typically, I mean, I travel all the time. I'm all over the place, but I was home this weekend. I was so excited. Typically, I turn my phone off on the weekends. I spend time with my husband, my animals. Friday afternoon, get a notification on my phone. It says Simone Biles tagged you in something on X. I was like overwhelmed with excitement. Like, this is someone I've looked up to. She's a role model for me. Like, was so excited about this until I clicked on the notification. And of course, I had to read it like 5 times, click on the profile back, click on the profile, make sure it wasn't a fake profile. This was the real Simone Biles. And lo and behold, it was. As you mentioned, it has been the talk of X, really all social platforms, TikTok, Instagram, every article that has been posted. If you read the comments, Simone Biles is getting railed in them. I believe she truthfully incinerated her legacy with just 2 tweets this past weekend.
It was the talk. In fact,
I think that Simone Biles actually thought that she was going to get a different reaction here. I don't think she feels like, she was going to get this much pushback from people. People are really, really against this, man. I think that, I think President Trump said it. It's a 95-5 issue, 95% of us are for getting rid of transgender men in women's sports. Men should not compete with women, not in sports. I do not believe that. And I believe that it is a 95-5 issue like President Trump had mentioned before. So you have Riley Gaines here, who I think makes a lot of great points. Now, Simone Biles, I think she's the greatest when it comes to women gymnasts. She's the GOAT. A lot of people think she's the GOAT. I think she's amazing just watching her. She's so talented. I just think that, now that she's apologized and, she's, I don't know, maybe she kind of backtracking a little bit. I think what she mentioned at in her apology about, putting a category for trans or getting something like that so they can compete and it'd be more fair. I think that's the road that she should have went down. Instead of attacking Riley Gaines, she probably should have went down that road. Like, hey, because if Simone Biles had competed against men, she probably would have lost as well. But they're going to address that here, which I think is quite interesting.
Over the weekend, I spoke to several people, and I said, have you seen what's happening in Los Angeles? And many occasions I got no. But they did know what was happening with Simone Biles. And the question is, why does this resonate so much? Let's go back. When you clicked on that from Simone Biles and you were excited and you read, it was venomous and personal right off the bat. How did you feel?
It was venomous because I think venom is all the other side really has, especially, a lot of the cultural chaos, but especially the issue of men and women's sports. But even outside of the personal attacks, I'm secure enough to, those things don't bother me. Simone Biles saying I'm built like a man, it just doesn't hurt my feelings at all. Number one, I know I'm on the right side of history. Number two, I'm happily married for 3+ years at this point. It doesn't hurt my feelings. What broke my heart, though, and why I mentioned in my response to her that this was so disappointing is I thought of people like my younger sister. She's 16 years old. She's an elite level gymnast. She will go on to do incredible things in her collegiate career and beyond. That's who I thought of. That's the people who look up to Simone. That's the platform that she's built and curated and developed. Those people love her. They admire her. And suddenly, again, in one tweet, and I would imagine a aim to be virtuous and inclusive and kind and compassionate, she sold out people like my younger sister. That's how I felt. That's what made me feel heartbroken.
Well, you
really
mentioned that she's getting destroyed in the comments section.
Yeah.
And it is as though Simone said, what is an increasingly unpopular position that has no rational backing, that now looks to have about, at most, a 10% support in the United States. And she said, I'm going to take that. I'm going to champion this. And you gave her some I think just now, you even gave her some very generous explanations, whether or not she's driven out of empathy or ignorance. How does she end up on the side of championing men and women's sports?
Yeah, that's the question. Several Team USA gymnasts, actually Simone's teammates, both male and female, have reached out to me following this. Number one, telling me they fully agree with the stance that I have taken, the stance that 90% of Americans, and I would imagine 99% of elite level athletes have, that men should not be in women's sports. It's harmful to women to allow such. But also letting me know that they believe the intention behind this is that Simone has a new docuseries coming out on Netflix. They believe it's an attempt to put her name, her profile, her face, her image back in the public sphere. But again, I think this ultimately backfired on her. I can speak to what's happened to me. My social platforms have gone crazy in support of the stance that I've taken. I've gained hundreds of thousands of followers, again, on all platforms because Simone and because of her personal slanderous attacks towards me. So you have to imagine the inverse has happened to Simone.
Well, I mentioned how venomous the attack was, and we read the tweets that she posted, but I think almost as, I don't know, uncharitable or ugly for Simone is the video that she posted, ultimately to you, where she is on a private jet just laughing at the exchange. Riley, I don't know about the look from a private jet.
No.
Laughing at something that, again, 90% of Americans find extremely just.
But the thing is, this isn't a polarizing issue if you can remove yourself from the opinions of the elite, the people who are on the private jets. If you can remove yourself from the opinions of Hollywood or elected representation, like this truthfully is not a polarizing, divisive issue. It's a unifying issue. I mean, Will,
Right.
Can you even think of anything else, a deemed political issue that has over 90%, polls say around 80, I think it's closer to 90, 80 to 90% approval of, the general public agreeing upon? No, there's not another issue. But then you have people like Simone sitting on private jets laughing, it shows how out of touch. That's why these celebrity endorsements didn't work for Kamala Harris, to be honest with you. It's inauthentic, and it doesn't represent and reflect the realities that everyday common sense Americans face. So I imagine she's gotten a ton of backlash for that video, too.
Well, lucky for us to get to have you right here in Dallas, Texas.
Yeah, I think she's gotten a lot of backlash. I disagree with her when they think that she's ruined her career. She hasn't ruined her career. This is just a hiccup. Okay, she took a stance about men and women's sports, right, or trans women, in women's sports. So this is something that people will forget about because Simone Biles she's an elite athlete. She's the GOAT in a lot of people's eyes. In my eyes, as far as women gymnasts, she is the GOAT, man. She's amazing. This right here was a misstep. This right here, you took the wrong side. And in my opinion, with this particular topic, man, you took the wrong side. So I want to go to another interview here with Riley Gaines, and I think the point that she made here, she hit it right on the head. Take a look.
And now this Olympic gymnast Simone Biles attacking NCAA swimming champion Riley Gaines for speaking out to protect women's sports. Joining us now, Outkick contributor Riley Gaines is back with us. Riley, always great to see you again. So what's your reaction to this? Biles is calling you a, quote, sore loser, trying to compare you to a man. Do you think Simone Biles would accept losing a gold medal to a biological male gymnast?
No, of course I don't. And I say that pretty confidently, given the timing of which she has come out in support of men and women's sports. She is done competing. Why didn't she say this in 2020 or 2021 or 2022 or the last Olympics? It's because she now say this confidently and emphatically because she knows she won't have to compete against a man or a boy. It's the same thing Megan Rapinoe did. It's actually the definition of pulling up the ladder behind you. Done competing. It's easy to say the thing you think to be virtuous or kind or inclusive, but really what Simone Biles is advocating for here is exclusion, and it's exclusion of women and girls from the women and girls category.
She makes a great point. Now you want to come out and be virtuous when it comes to this particular subject, right? But it's after you are done competing. I think that was a great point, man. Very, very great point. That's why I wanted to play that for you guys.
Riley, didn't Simone Biles tweet in 2017, quote, "Good things guys do not compete against girls or he'd take all the gold medals."
Yeah, I don't know how 2025 Simone Biles has reconciled with the fact that 2017 Simone Biles is a truly disgusting bully by her own standard, again, based on the tweet that she referred to me as those things. Again, I think it goes to show you that wokeness, it really blinds the ability to think logically or rationally or to be able to engage in civil discourse. Because, again, what she did here was nothing of any substance. It was personal attacks, calling me a bully, calling me a sore loser, going on to then say I look like a man, which is really rich coming from Simone Biles, number one, because she has been involved with so many different body positivity campaigns. Of course, being a 4'7", 4'8" gymnast, she has a very muscular stature. So to call me someone who looks like a man, Look, I'm 5'5", like 130 pounds. I would say
sneak
that's
diss.
relatively standard for a woman. Yes, I am muscular as an athlete, but I would have imagined if anyone could understand what that's like.
Well, it's just so
Simone
strange
Biles.
to bring it there, right, Riley? It's just so
Yeah,
odd.
yeah, but that's all the left has. It's so venomous because all they have is venom. They don't.
That was a sneak diss, man. Riley, Riley Gaines was sneak dissing right there, man. Talking about Simone's height and her build is more muscular. Basically trying to say you more built like a man than me. This is my thing with this, man. I think Simone Biles was on the wrong side of the argument for this. They could have had some type of civil discourse, but she chose to come at Riley Gaines, and I think that the backlash that Simone got from social media, I think she's like, you know something, I think I'm on the wrong side of this. I think I need to backtrack, and I need to, apologize for this, and I kind of need to change my stance. So yeah, she backpedaling, but maybe these two can actually come together, and maybe they can actually be leaders in putting together some type of trans, I don't know, league, some type of trans category. I don't believe that men should be competing with women in sports. I just don't believe it, man. Men have an unfair advantage physically, the speed, size, strength, man. Come on, man. I really believe people that try to defend this don't even believe this, man. I mean, unless you are the trans person, right? But it's interesting how some people, before they became trans, they tried to compete as a man, and they were trash, totally trash. And then they become trans and they compete with women, and all of a sudden they're dominating. So it is more than obvious that there is a huge advantage for a biological man to compete in sports with women. So I think Riley Gaines won that one. Simone Biles, you will recover. I think you're the GOAT with as far as women gymnastics is concerned. There's plenty of people who believe you are the GOAT. You will be fine. But you are wrong when it comes to this.